Welcome to Asian Anifacts, the channel about Chinese, Korean and Taiwanese actors and actresses. Today I will show you the lists of dramas of Dee Hsu, Part 2, which includes her guest role as a host of her popular variety who guested the man character on the modern drama PMAM, her supporting role on the new Meteor Garden as the ever-supportive sister of the main character and her main role as a wife on the family drama At the Moment. But before I continue, please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment on who do you want me to feature next. PMAM 2013 Cast: Dee Hsu, Zhang Zhaoji, Wu Jiqing, Fang Ziyou, Xiu Jiekai, Chen Aishi. She played Xiao S, one of the two hosts of the variety comedy talk show titled Here Comes Kangxi. Xiao S and her co-host guested Brother Bean in her show. Brother Bean used to be an over-the-top star before but had long faded from the spotlight. And he is now trying to revive his career as a singer and guested on the variety show Here Comes Kangxi, hoping to become known again by the public. Xiao S and her co-host cheerfully converse with Brother Bean as they discuss topics regarding Brother Bean life and plan. Brother Bean was very grateful on Xiao S and her co-host that he even followed them backstage to convey his message of gratitude to her and her co-host. Meteor Garden 2018 Cast: Dee Hsu, Shen Yu, Wang Hedi, Caesar Wu, Guan Hong, Liang Jingkong. She played Daoming Zhuang, eldest daughter of a wealthy family who grows up to have a domineering personality, integrity, and kindness. Daoming Zhuang's father died when she was young. She and her younger brother was raised by her mother. However, because of the demanding nature of running a business empire, her mother neglected her and her brother. So, as her mother's business empire continued to expand, their mother also grows distance from them, which causes her brother to have an arrogant attitude, wanting to attract their mother's attention. Daoming Zhuang's mother married her to a rich family for business connections, which made her more distant from her mother, after her mother ruined her relationship to the man she loves. Daoming Zhuang resides in London with her husband and family, but one day she decides to go home to China. And Daoming Zhuang encounter a young lady named Shan Kai who bravely saved an old lady who was almost knocked down by a rude man, who raised his hand to hit Shan Kai. Daoming Zhuang drove away the rude man and sent Shan Kai to her villa to treat her wound. Shan Kai is an ordinary student from the Mingda College who unfortunately got herself involved with the leader of F4, the dominant son of a wealthy family and younger brother of Daoming Zhuang. Daoming Zhuang wanted Shan Kai to stay, but when her brother saw Shan Kai, he held her down and accidentally touched Shan Kai's wound. Daoming Zhuang kicked down her brother, with a flying kick, took away Shan Kai and bandaged her wound carefully. Daoming Zhuang offered Shan Kai food and wine. Shan Kai told Daoming Zhuang about the incident in the island that she went with Daoming Zhuang's brother, blaming herself for hurting Daoming Zhuang's brother, which was heard by Daoming Zhuang's brother who was standing at the door. Daoming Zhuang's brother walked to the dining table, obviously distressed but deliberately complained to his sister about Shan Kai, then took Shan Kai to the guest room to rest. Daoming Zhuang investigated Shan Kai's background and decided to talk to Shan Kai hoping that she could consider her brother, because she could see that her brother really liked Shan Kai. Daoming Zhuang does not want her brother to suffer the same heartache that she experienced being in a relationship for business and not for love. So, the next day Daoming Zhuang was approached by Shan Kai, hoping that she would intervene in a bet that was about to happen between Daoming Zhuang's brother and his best friend. But Daoming Zhuang saw it thoroughly, because the dispute started from Shan Kai, so only Shan Kai can change Daoming Zhuang's brother. In the evening Daoming Zhuang held a celebratory dinner for the winner of the bet with Shan Kai and she talked about a lot of things when her brother and friends were young. Daoming Zhuang suggested that Shan Kai sleep in the same room with her brother's best friend to cultivate their relationship. Daoming Zhuang's brother arrives, and she told him that Shan Kai and his best friend were in the guest room now, and if he was a real man, he should bless them. Dao Mingzhuang's brother sneered. He didn't yell or get angry like he used to be, but looked defeated. Dao Mingzhuang and her brother arrived at the airport as they were about to go to London, and they were greeted by the best friends of her brother who sends them off. Dao Mingzhuang was told by her brother's best friend that her brother did not say goodbye to Shan Kai, which angered her. Then she twisted her brother's ear and taught him a lesson. Dao Mingzhuang's brother secretly went to Shanghai to be with Shan Kai, and she follows her brother. Dao Mingzhuang found out that her brother lives in a house near the house of Shan Kai, so she visited them. Dao Mingzhuang arrives at the house and sees her brother kissing Shan Kai, but she misunderstood her brother, believing her brother was bullying Shan Kai, so she beat her brother, but Shan Kai defended Dao Mingzhuang's brother and explains the truth. Hearing Shan Kai's explanation, she happily left the house to let Shan Kai and her brother to be alone. However, when Dao Mingzhuang's mother discovered that her son continued his relationship with Shan Kai despite her opposition, she forcefully detained her son in their villa. Dao Mingzhuang helps her brother to escape from the bodyguard to be with Shan Kai and even bribed them not to disclose the location of her brother and Shan Kai to her mother. At the moment. 2023. Cast: Dee Hsu, Wu Kongren, Li Jiaying, Li Mingzhong, Lu Pinyin, Ruby Lin. She played Zhang Weishi, a supporting and loving wife to a chef and restaurateur. Zhang Weishi discovered that her husband is cheating on her. She follows her husband on a hotel to confront him with his mistress. Zhang Weishi was unable to catch her husband, and she encounters Zhao Tingyu, the husband of the mistress of her husband, who also wants to catch his wife with her other man. Zhang Weishi and Zhao Tingyu continued together to follow their spouses, and Zhang Weishi saw her husband sending his mistress at her home, which confirmed their relationship. Zhang Weishi and Zhao Tingyu stayed in a hotel room, feeling devastated in the betrayal, and Zhang Weishi screamed at the bathroom, releasing her anguish. Zhang Weishi went out of the bathroom and saw Zhao Tingyu worried about her. Zhang Weishi kissed Zhao Tingyu, but he pushed her. Embarrassed at her action, Zhang Weishi ran out of the hotel. Zhang Weishi tried to act like nothing happened as she continued to act like a good wife in front of her husband, but she searched for her husband's phone when he was not looking and saw the message from his mistress confirming a meeting that night on hotel. On the opening of the new restaurant of Zhang Weishi's husband, she meets Zhao Tingyu again, who accompanied his wife on the event as his wife was a good friend of Zhang Weishi's husband. Zhang Weishi approached Zhao Tingyu and informed him that their spouses have a date after the event and will meet in a hotel. Zhang Weishi and Zhao Tingyu went to the hotel, where their spouses are currently having an affair. Zhao Tingyu rented a room near the room of their spouses, but when Zhang Weishi arrived, she backed out on their plan of catching their spouses having an affair on the room 1003. Zhang Weishi and Zhao Tingyu seated on the floor of the hotel room, not talking and wondering what had they done to be betrayed this way. Zhao Tingyu slowly faced Zhang Weishi and started to kiss her. Zhang Weishi responded to Zhao Tingyu's kiss and began to have an affair of their own. Zhang Weishi went to the art gallery owned by Zhao Tingyu as she began her work there. After finishing their work, Zhang Weishi and Zhao Tingyu spent their time together. However, Zhang Weishi found out she was pregnant on her husband's child. Zhang Weishi told Zhao Tingyu that she is pregnant but admit that it was not his. Because of her pregnancy, Zhang Weishi decided to end her relationship with Zhao Tingyu. Zhang Weishi could not forgive her husband for cheating, so she decided to divorce him and raise their child alone, despite her husband's opposition on the divorce. Zhang Weishi works on another art gallery as Zhao Tingyu decided to go to Japan to open an art gallery. 2 years later, Zhang Weishi and Zhao Tingyu meets again in the gallery where Zhang Weishi is working. They cheerfully greeted each other and talks like a long-time friend. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.